1989. Imam Nasir Sharif welcomes you. Imam W.B. Mohammed. Muslims in America in our future.
Muslims and non-Muslims, thank you all for being here. At this time, we extend an official welcome to you, Ma'am Kathleen, Phoenix, Arizona. One of the highest readings that there is Muslim compared to anyone. We knew that it was out of our heart. And I know that you, who were at the banquet and the dinner last evening, I know you enjoyed yourself. You can get a commentary from many of the people about the relaxed atmosphere that they enjoyed. I'm sorry, it's difficult to hear back there. How about now? Can you hear me? Okay, in a very short time, we want to ask for us to be a little charitable. So I want to make sure that everyone hears in the rear, center, and in the front. But alhamdulillah, the spirit was very invigorating last evening, and we pray to Allah that it continues on today. And we know it will be, inshallah, because Imam Harun Abdullah was just telling me at breakfast, he was saying that the Imam says he's ready. Feels real good today. Planning on bringing, as usual, another beautiful message. And you know we're people who love beautiful messages. And I just pray that we're people that act upon the message in a very short time so that we will be able to reach the benefits of Allah and the Most High has in store. So alhamdulillah, we do welcome you, all of you, for your travel from your many distant points. You came to even short points. Because all of this is a form of charity, and you know we need to practice charity. Before we get into anything else, the formal structure, we would like to go through the process of calling on you to once again practice being charitable so that we can stay in line with what this is all about. And one of the things this is about, as I can see some of you reaching in your pockets right now, you know what it's all about. It's to help to pay off domestic and cover many of the other expenses. So at this time, for those who have the containers that will hold revenue, they please come forth and begin to circulate through the audience. And as soon as that's finished, we will commence again. Thank you very much for allowing me.
All praises due to Allah, the Lord of the world. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. I bear witness that nothing or no one deserves to be served or wished besides Allah. I bear witness that Prophet Mohammed, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, is his last messenger. I greet you, brothers and sisters, friends, greetings, peace, Assalamu alaikum. Catch my breath for a few minutes. I'm just a few days old. So. You're as young as I am, you have to catch your breath. So brothers and sisters, I thank Allah for blessing us to be here at this occasion. I'm happy to see so many of you here visiting with us today, supporting this program. for your support last night, dinner. We want you to know that you're welcome here in the city of Long Beach, and if there's anything that we can do to make your stay comfortable, please let some of the aides know. We will try and accommodate you. This day is a wonderful day for me. I feel real good about it, that we have our leader, world-renowned leader, wonderful person, human being, that took time out to come to be with us today, last night and today. We want to thank him and thank him. But before I get further into the meeting, I want to say a few things about this wonderful person that many of us are following. I've been knowing the Imam for quite a number of years. As you all know, as many of us have, we follow his father, and we love his father. But I also love him because he took on a path that no one else was able to take on and do the kind of job that Imam Mohammed has done, almost single-handed, by himself, by the help of Almighty God alone. Some of us are wandering around, didn't know which way to go, didn't know what to believe or what to expect. But while we was wandering around in the wilderness, like the people was in the time of Moses, the man was doing a job. He was working, making things ready for those of us who were patient and persevered and waiting for the good understanding that he was giving to us. I look at the Imam and I can say I feel that I was following him even before his father passed. He said, well, how can you follow two people? We followed our father and our mother. That was two people. And by the Imam, when I first heard him a few years before, the Honorable Elijah Mohammed, may Allah be pleased with him, forgive him of his sins, and enter him into the paradise. Before, at that time I heard him, and I was so impressed with the language that the Imam was using until my heart cried out that this man right here, at that time we called him Minister. I said, this man here, Brother Minister Wallace, his father, Honorable Elijah Muhammad, I believe, is going to put him over this community. My mind was the time I was thinking that while he was living, I couldn't foresee that he was passing away, as many of us didn't see that he was going to pass away that soon. But I thought that was going to happen because I said there's no one that I feel at that time could take over this community and do anything with it to make progress in this community, bring this community around like Imam Muhammad. So I listened to him attentively like I listen to him now, even though I didn't understand everything he was saying at the time, but what he was saying, it sounded good. And I felt that one day we was going to understand. And I look at this way. I'll give you an illustration. It might not be too much to you, but I'll give it anyway. I look at this as a man that owns an automobile, one who keeps the automobile up, keeps the oil changed, fine-tuned, car looking good, running well. He's driving it himself. But after certain things go by, then this one decides or he feels or something happened where he can't drive the car. So the car is being driven by someone else. Not the one that is going to be the owner of the car later, but someone is driving the car right then. And the one that was driving the car was not keeping the car up. Things are going bad, batteries running down, car missing, backfiring and everything. But after a while, when the car was given by the original owner to the one that he wanted to take care of his car, that he felt that was going to do a good job, that could really take care of the car. When that one took over the wheel of the car to start the driving it, first thing he saw was something that was wrong with the car. Missing, backfiring, sputtering, car looking bad, not being clean. Then he started to working on the automobile, overhauling the car, giving it a complete overhaul, get it in tip-top shape, put new batteries in the car, new range, systems, plugs, rods, and everything, give it a complete new paint job, and make the car look presentable to the world and the community. I look at that as the Honorable Warren B. Mohammed, who took over this mission automobile in a people, if you can understand what I'm saying. And I saw him do a beautiful job. All of these years that he's been struggling and striving, we as a people should love him just like we did his father. Right. If not more, because he did a harder job. His job was more tougher, because to take over people that was believing one thing so hard and so dearly that we would give our lives for it. I heard my uncle say he passed away now, may Allah be pleased with him and enter him into the paradise. He said to me one time, he said, you know one thing, Henry? He said, I love Nabi Muhammad so much that he tell me to climb a pole, a greasy pole, backwards. I tried doing it. I said, you know, I'll be right behind you if I wasn't already. I tried no way to claw my way on a nail to comfort this breeze into the wood of the pole and try to find myself climbing up to the top. That's what it been of us felt. We should have that same attitude, that same spirit, and follow this one. It's a human being, a good human being, a good father, a good mother, a good brother, a good friend that we are following in the man walk with these. This man has done a job that no other man has done in the history of America. I haven't read no history nowhere else that one has ever done a job like he has done and still doing the job. And still it don't seem like he's tired. Looks like he's just ready to go all the time. And I'm thankful to Allah for him. I want him to know that I appreciate him. I want him to know that I care dearly, and whatever he asks me to do, if it's within my power, and if Allah bless me to be able to move the step or two to do it, I'll be right there. Because he has done a job. He has turned us around. He's put us on the right track. The only like Muhammad said, and excuse me for keep mentioning him, but I have to mention him. I'll tell you about this one. You understand? Allah has blessed that family. If the only like Muhammad and Sister Clara Muhammad to produce someone like him. You understand? But I've heard him say it many times. He said, I'm not teaching religion. He said, you can't teach a man religion when he's in hell. He said, while in hell, you got to wait and get the man out of hell. and put him in a peaceful atmosphere, put him in a good condition, and then you start teaching and training this man religion. He said one time that he was at I forget the name of the place, Amr, I think, and someone warned him and said, dear Apostle, you didn't say the prayer. And he whispered, you know, everybody think he's going to whisper back. I'm going to tell off on him. He says, they just whispered and told me that I didn't say the prayer. He said, I know I didn't say the prayer. I didn't say the prayer. Don't say the prayer here. This place is not fitting to say the prayer. He said, you don't say the prayer in the temple. He said, this is a place where you prepare the man to go over to the house. If I can go on many things, things that I've heard this man said. And when he explained and said that you can't teach a man while he's in hell religion, when the honorable, and I say he's honorable. That's right. He's honorable for things. Don't think that we don't need to say that. We say it to the Father, and we can say it to him. Right. Because he is honorable. Right. He's honoring. This is one of our own. We didn't ship him in from Saudi Arabia, or from India, or Pakistan, and all that place. This man is born right among us. He come up out of the muck and mall like we did. He saw some misdeeds too. He lived in shacks too. He raised the family too. He hurt. You understand? And if he hurt, then you hurt. Yes. You should have the same feeling of hurt for this man as you did here. Now, understand? So it is a great blessing. I welcome you here. I'm so happy that you're here, brothers and sisters. All of us look good here together. We have a peaceful atmosphere. I want us to really sit back and enjoy ourselves, enjoy our leader and teacher, and don't say, well, he's not your leader, he's mine. I don't care what you say. Just because we in these little masses and little places over the corner somewhere and got some autonomy and think we got something going, and he still is our pure God. We got something going. You understand? Don't make you will of that. I hope it don't take us for a year. Because all praises is due to Allah. He did not leave us alone. And that's what you have to understand. He could have left us. He could have been a multi-millionaire. He could have took over this community and we all would have turned our pockets wrong side out. For him if he had just stepped on the same way. But he came. And he did, excuse me, I got a little wrong. Let's give you some good long. All the people that know me, I'm the hollering man. If you don't mean no harm, I'm just hollering to try to live more of my help, my assistance to this community, because this is the only community that I know about. I work and help other communities, but I know this one. And I know what we all have gone through. And I'm thankful to Allah that He blessed us. And brothers and sisters, let us sit back and relax ourselves, calm ourselves, and get our eyes and our minds out of the sky. Forget about the bills at home. They're going to be there when you get back. The man going to cut it off tomorrow. He's going to cut it off anyway. But if you think about it today, he's still going to cut it off tomorrow if you don't do something about it tomorrow. So you should have done that last week. So if the bills is due, forget about the bills and think about this man that what is coming from him. Is going to give us a wisdom, a knowledge that will make us more understanding and make us prepared to be able to take care of bills, our families, and everything else. I'm so happy that he's in our city, and I pray to Allah that Allah continues to reward him with his choice and blessings. And I thank Allah for you, and I hope I haven't hollered at you too loud. But the Imam is coming right behind me, and he's got a powerful lung just like I have. So just listen at him, give him your undivided attention as I greet you and bring to you our leader, our teacher, our friend, our brother, Imam Mohammed, Assalamu alaikum. Takbir, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalamu ala Rasulihil Kareem. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Amma ba'd. All praise is due to Allah, Lord of the world. Peace and the blessings be upon Mohammed, the Prophet, upon his family, his descendants, his companions, the righteous all, and upon us in peace. We are very happy to be here. Thank Allah for the opportunity to address the community and the leaders and the public around here today in Long Beach, California. We had a wonderful, very wonderful, joyous occasion last night at what the one writer in the newspaper called the mass marriage. We call it a group marriage, but I guess that's what they call it, mass marriage. It was very, very beautiful and very touching. It lifted my spirits, made me feel very, very good to have the honor to participate as I did in that beautiful ceremony last evening. We are going to be speaking on Muslims in the future of America. Muslims, the future of America, Muslims in the future of America. Dear believers, members of the public, invited public, the way Muslims view their American citizenship is changing. Not only our attitude is changing, but also immigrant attitude toward American citizenship is changing. This change favors more positive citizen position or posture for Muslims in America. "60 years ago, 40 years ago, or even 15 years ago, this could not happen. America's attitude did not invite but threatened certain ethnic and religious groups. Today, this un-American attitude towards non-European descendants and towards non-church followers is still hurting some citizens and hurting the nation, the United States. This issue of a claim to a white European-rooted church America is unfashionable for most Americans today. Therefore, this, in my opinion, is a new day. It's a new time for Muslims. A change to America, especially in terms of American people's attitude toward ethnic groups, immigrants, toward African Americans, and toward the religion
or the religion of other people. This is a new day in America. And I think what explains more than anything else my position and my success with you is this change in America. We would be out of order and almost out of our minds to try to teach and push forward the same kinds of things that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was teaching and pushing. There's no place for it in America today. Our brother and dear friend, Imam Harun Abdullah, he was telling us about the Honorable Elijah Muhammad saying that he was not teaching religion, that you don't teach religion in hell. Well, I've heard my father, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, many times say that we are not teaching religion, we are preparing you, he would say. But it was only when I was listening to Imam Harun Abdullah that it dawned on me that that's the truth. Ain't no pulpit in hell. I've never heard of people making salad in hell. So he was right in his position based upon what he believed. He was right. Because if he actually believed that that was hell, America of that time was hell, then he's right. You shouldn't have been teaching religion in hell. You should have been turning up the heat. That's what he did. Now don't get the wrong idea. Somebody will say, hey, see what he said about his father? He said his father was turning up the heat in hell. Well, he was. You see, there's two ways to look at hell. You look at hell as a place where sinners are being tormented. But there's another way to look at hell. You look at hell as a place that burns up sin. That's why sinners are put there, so to burn up sin. So, if you're not actually in hell itself, in the real hell, you're just in a hellish condition. And you can turn up the heat and burn out sin, and the people will still be left to enjoy a better time. And that was the case for many of us. We survived the heat of the hell the white man created for us. I hate to call him a white man. I like to just call him just a man, a European man. I hate to call him a white man. My father once told me, he knew I hate to call him white. He said, son, you ought to see that skin up under those drawers. They're white. I still didn't want to call him. Face, pink, red, different colors, they look real white to me, and they don't like real white. Nobody wants to eat the white. No, nobody wants to eat white. White, you look like a ghost. White meat is bloodless meat. blood in it. That's white people. So nobody wants to be white. One European American lady, she was looking real good. And I admit that, you know, some people who have racial prejudices, they can't admit that the race they have those prejudices against, or have some good things too, you know. But I admit they got a lot of good going for them. You know? So this was a real pretty European American woman. And she had been in some climate to get herself a real beautiful golden tan. And in fact, it was copper. She was dark. And I said, hey, you better be careful looking like that. And they said, one of us going to grab you for our own one. Yeah, I think on them sometimes. And I saw something in her, you know. I saw that she wanted to say, I'm dark, but I'm not black. I'm not you. I just wanted to pick on her a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, you look like a nigger woman now. You're going to get grabbed by a black man. No, you don't want that. Lighten up on that tan. Times have changed, circumstances have changed. We're living in a new day. America is not the same for the people who used to be mistreated in America, under discrimination, white supremacy, and whatever we want to call that was hurting us in this country. But not only for those, but also for those people who enjoy being the privileged majority in this country. Things have changed for them. They no longer have the same advantages that they used to have. Times have changed for them. America has come to a situation where America cannot favor any particular group, not even its own previously protected group, the European American stock and their descendants. They can't, not anymore, because the world has been internationalized, and nations have come under that same influence. That has happened over the Middle East, in Africa, especially in Asia, and everywhere. There's internationalizing going on, where you can't look at a particular people or a particular race because the world and its resources are being claimed by different nations and different people. And if you're going to enjoy the benefits of the resources of the earth, of the globe, the international world, you have to have respect for those nations that make up the international world. So our country no longer have the same immigration policies that it had during World War II and even later. The country is open to Asians, when at once it was not. One time it was not. Asians are coming to their country by the thousands, and Cubans and Haitians and Arabs, Africans, and people from Haiti, everywhere. And just in recent years have started to flood the United States. So the citizenry of the United States has drastically changed in just a few years, so to speak. So the country is not looking at the same country that existed 10 years ago, not to mention 20, 30, 40, 60 years ago. We're looking at a new country. We're looking at new people. We're looking at a new citizenry for America. What invited or what made it possible for all these different groups to come into America and find a home? Change the attitude that we mentioned in our opening. Change the attitude. America has changed its attitude. The majority of American people have changed their attitude. There's some factors responsible for this change in the attitude. It didn't just happen by itself. It didn't just happen. There are some factors involved. And most important, in my view, is the plight and success, the life of the African American people. What we used to call black people, Negro people. You know, now we're not supposed to use that language. Some of our leaders and the leaders, Reverend Jesse Jackson, he speaks, everybody has to obey. He said no longer can we use African American, not Afro American, he's African American. We shouldn't be afraid to say African American. You know, those who say Afro American, they were afraid to come all the way out with it. So they cut it short. Afro American. That's not saying Africa. That's not saying African. You know, the Italian American, he doesn't say American, Italian American. He says Italian American, Irish American, Jewish American, French American, Polish American. They don't cut it short with a black man. He's so skinny, this slavery is just behind his back. You know, he can look back there and see the whip and the tree and all there. He can see all that stuff just at a glance. You know. So he's trying to build his new identity. He said Afro-American. Yes, the greatest factor for change, for this change in America, our situation that we were in, and our determination not to stay in that situation. And the good help that we got from other people, the so-called white, the European people, European descendants in America. The good help we got from them. And from you perhaps you see that movie. I remember the news being in the paper, on television. It was a horrible time when the two Jewish young men were killed. We're going down south to help promote a change of mind down there, to investigate the situation and hope that there would be a change made down there. They were killed along with one of us, African Americans, and so we have to acknowledge that the change has come mostly because of our own spirit and determination, but with great help from other people in America. And that change made possible a healthy social change for all America. For all America. See, once you acknowledge decency for the worst treated people, for the people that is treated worse in the land, then you have acknowledged decency for all the people in the land. And we were the worst off people in terms of how this country looked at us and treated us. We were the worst off. Some of you say, we still are the worst off. Well, I don't know about that. I don't know if I can agree to that. Not today. I see some people worse off than us. Not on the whole, but I know some people are worse off. On the whole, we are the worse off. It's because there's so many of us in bad shape. You know. But I do know some small groups that are worse off than us. In fact, I know a small European American group worse off than us. The Appalachian white man, the so-called white man of Appalachia, is worse off than us. Much worse off than we are. But that's just a small group of that European American people. And we can find other groups too, much worse off than we are. Much worse off than we are. So let's not think, you can't sing that song no. Now you stop singing that song, it's out, you know. We are the worst off, we always at the end of the day, we get this, we are the worst off, we the most mistreated, we are the most put down and all that. You know, you have to stop singing that song. And I look at some of you all on television complaining, and you can't hardly walk away from the mic, weighing 400 pounds. Fat, greasy, got rain on everything, and crying the blues. See, I get a little crazy sometimes. If I was in the audience, I said, hey, what you need now is a clansman to get at her and chase her until she loses half of that weight. It's frightening the hell out of her. And run some of that weight off. So we got a lot of problems, but the circumstances in America are much better now than they ever have been. In fact, let me tell you something. I've traveled a lot. And I know the circumstances for freedom are better in America than anywhere I have been. And I told you, I travel a lot. The circumstances for freedom. And isn't that what we were all about? Isn't that what our struggles and our complaints were for? The freedom? We wanted freedom, that's all. We weren't telling the man to put us on welfare, to give us free housing, to give us a check every week whether we work or not. That wasn't what we were asking for. We were asking for freedom. Freedom. To be free in this country like the European American man. We want to be free like he is. Free to live where we want, free to work and earn the same pay. Free to purchase property and enjoy it without somebody threatening us. We just wanted to be free. Have the freedom that others have in this country. That's all we wanted. So now if we have reached that point, and I think we have, there will always be some problem of discrimination because people are human. You can't hope for a day to come in this country or any country where you will not have some problem with people. Right. People are human and they're subject to human weaknesses. They're subject to their own prejudices. They're going to be miserable and they're going to take out their misery on others. They're human. So you go to an employer or to a company and they may not treat you like you think you should be treated, and you may have a just complaint. But it's different now in America. You don't have to take that. You can go and bring this to court and charge them with that discrimination against you. So this is a changed country. And that's all you can ask of a country. To raise up the truth. So everybody will know it. So the truth will be for and against. Everybody equally are the same. Yeah, that's all you can ask of a country. You can't ask a country to make your neighbor like you. No, you can't ask of a country to make another race like you. That's unreasonable. So some of us, by our habits and attitude, seem to be saying just that. Make everybody like us black. That's ridiculous. We have to accept that some people are not going like us Not that I hate them, I don't hate them, I love all the creatures of God. But that particular person in that creation, I don't like it.
That's right.
And I'm honest with myself, I don't like it. And I ain't trying to like it. He has to change something first. Then I recognize him change something, I'll start to like it. I help him out a lot, but I pick on him. See him acting funny and crazy, and I let him know that I'm superior to him. I drop something on him to let him know that I think you are immature, socially immature, and I'm socially mature. You thinking I'm inferior and you inferior, I'm over you. I have refinement and civilization, you savage. Yeah, I let them know it. When I'm on the train, like the American Airlines flight 1111. I don't care what it is, you know. I don't know where I am. You start some stuff there, you know, I'm checking, you know. I told one, he was sitting up there in the coach with me. We paid the same price. Neither one of us wanted to or had the money to pay for first class. Now, he's sitting in coach and I'm sitting in coach. My seat is on that row where 3 chairs are. He and his lady, wife or whatever, I saw his wife, looked nice, lady, nice man, sitting there on the seat, and my seat over there at the window. So I want to go to my seat. He looked at me and said, "What are you doing here, nigga?" He didn't say that, but you know, they can say so much with a look. That's right. What are you doing here, nigga? You know? And he looked at her, she looked too, you know, like, well, here comes something stinks. Yeah, you know. So I'm used to it, you know.
That's right.
So I looked at them and I knew they didn't want me to come too. So I said, I would like to get to my seat up there. Can I get the seat over there? I said, I think I'm sitting over there. That's my seat. So very reluctantly kind of pulled his leg or sitting all the way. Now our seats are the seats next to first class. Nothing in front of us but the petition that separates first class from coach. So as I went to step by him, he put his foot so he would trip me.
Oh.
Yes, he did. My foot touched his heel, but I was on guard. Be on guard. Right. I was on guard. So he didn't trip me. He didn't trip me. Just my foot just touched his foot. So he put his foot in my way. So I stopped. And when I was 17 or 18, his face would have bust open. One powerful left hook would have knocked his face open. Then I was different. So I stopped. Now I got to use something else in the place of the left foot. I can hit him with the left foot. That'll get me in too much trouble. So I said, "You're almost in first class." But now that tells you that things have changed over here. Yeah. So now, you know, I remember the time when a black man would either be afraid or he would behave in the wrong way.
Right. That's right.
This ain't your plane. You don't own the damn plane. I paid the same thing you paid. I have the same ticket you have. Get out of the way so I can get my seat. No, you got to be a little bit more sophisticated. Yeah. Move up. Go off the ladder of sophistication. That's right. And you cut him, and the pain is so much more. So they tried to warm up to me after I told them that. Oh, and I just treated them like they weren't fit for my company. So warming up. Maybe next year, if I be on a plane with you and see you and recognize you next year, and you're still acting like, maybe then. What am I saying? Most of us are too quick to warm up to other people. Don't be quick to warm up to an ugly person. Even if your heart has turned. Your heart, resist that. Don't even allow your heart to leave you. Your heart has changed, and your heart says, no, he's sorry. Sorry, but you need some time. Right. And just say, yeah, I know you're sorry, but you're going to get 2 years in the penitentiary. Or you just committed a crime. You need some time. Things have changed. Because attitudes have changed. And the worst of all attitudes for us was that attitude of the European people, European American people, that they were the race God authorized to own and manage the whole earth, nations and resources. That attitude. And so they look at us just as property. Not just property. They look at us as property from God. God gave us the Negroes of Africa because we need them to develop this new continent. We need them to cut down the trees, open up the wilderness. We need them to go into swamp, clear the swamp. We need them to pick the cotton. We need them to do servile jobs. Yeah. So those were the blessing of God. And at the same time, many of them who were Christian-minded in a kind of decent way, many of them thought that this was a blessing for us, that they took us from heathen land and brought us among them where we could eventually become Christians and be accepted like they are. And that's what happened. The Quakers supported the freedom movement and other religious groups, but not as much as the Quakers, and those who have come in and helped the African American people, the Baptists, were helped by them because they felt that if the man is a Christian or if he will accept Christ, he has to be accepted as a human being with a soul just like ours. So they start to regard us as human beings with souls like theirs because the light of Christianity came into the African American people. But when heathenism was there, they too looked at you just as animals. But they had a tenderness in their heart for animals. All the European Americans were not the same. They had a tenderness in their heart for animals. Just like right now, you find many of the people of America, they have a tenderness in their heart for animals. And they don't want you to mistreat that. They'll treat an animal sometimes just like they treat a brother or sister of the family. When the animal get old, they treat the animal just like they treat grandma. Yeah. If the animal jump on the chair and eat something out of the plate, they don't want you pushing the dog off that chair, and they'll stop you right away. He's a member of our family, please. We don't allow that. So we have to understand all these differences in the makeup of the people and be thankful to Allah, or as the Christians say, to God. Be thankful that we have survived the ugliest times in the history of man. Right? We have survived. And believe me, I've said it. Some people were mistreated terribly, but never was a whole people written off as subhuman and treated as brutally as we were treated during the days of slavery, plantation life, and the years of lynching and torturing and burning and terrorizing by the Klan and other white supremacist people that followed. No people in the history have suffered like that. The Jews, they say 6 million of them were put in the oven. But how long did that last? That was for a short period of time. Generations weren't put in the oven. Children of those weren't marched to the oven. But it was was generations of us that came through those terrible, terrible times. The children expected no more than what the parents had to suffer. They expected the same. They knew that they would be brought into a world and raised up and come to the same end that their parents come to. Never having been accepted as a human being equal to other human beings, never having been treated decently or fairly, but singled out for all kinds of offenses, any old freak among the European American people that wanted to take out his freakish vengeance or his freakish nature on a prey in the society would find one of us and take it out on him, and he knew that if he was caught and nobody saw it, he'd go free. If he was in the right place, in the right time, situation, he'd go free. And even if he was caught, his time wouldn't be much. He would never be killed for killing one of us. That time existed not for one generation, but several generations, for many generations. So I don't like any people to stand in America and sing the blues too long without mentioning us. It's not fair. It's not fair to them. Because anybody who suffered a lot, if they're decent and know about our history, they will not tell America of their suffering without saying, but you have to remember, we have citizens who were really mistreated in a cruel way, even that we ourselves are changed others, or we would like to do something about them. We would like to do something to help them. Say something, or we would like you to remember them. You know, it's okay to remember the suffering of Jews. Not only is it okay to remember the suffering of Jews, but it is a moral obligation to remember the suffering of Jews. Any American citizen is made to feel bad if he show any sign that he's not in sympathy with Jews, voicing, telling about their miseries and telling about their suffering. Right. And the Jews can go all the way back to Pharaoh days and bring up what happened to him in the land of Egypt 3,000 plus years ago. And then nobody say, why bring that up? Why dig up an old dead dog? Why beat a dead horse? You know, nobody will say that to a Jew. Nobody will even think to say that to a Jew. Everybody here is wide open. Why? Because the Jews are Moses, the Jew Jesus. That's right. The Negro, Dr. King, Reverend Adonai, Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, IWDM Mohammed. That's the Negro, you see. Hollywood. Well, those people ain't big enough, you know. They didn't part. The Red Sea didn't part for them, you know. And the heavens didn't open up for them. Clouds didn't lead them to the promised land and all that, you know. There wasn't no great phenomenon of the universe working with them, bringing great miracles, representing great miracles and stuff. You don't have the drama of the Jews, you see. So it's different. I'm trying to explain something. So you won't be a sucker. Right. Don't be no sucker. I don't care what kind of man can come out of heaven flying on a page of scripture that's big as Los Angeles. And I see him come down out of here. He come down here and put him straighten up stuff. You ain't gonna scoop me up with your miracle. No, your miracle can't scoop me up. Look at you now. Come on. And I'm gonna catch you too. Yeah, if you ain't human, I'll find out. And I thank Allah for making me this way. That's right, I do. I thank Allah. I love myself this way. Praise be to Allah. Yes. So guys, changed in this country. And because times have changed in this country, we are in a good situation. Now, today, we are in a good situation. 15 years, 20 years ago, we couldn't have been in a good situation in this country. No. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he thought the only way to get a good situation was to have separate states. Well, no. Let me tell you something that I know personally. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad used that as a strategy. He never intended to get no separate states. Never intended. He used it as a strategy. But he wanted us separated, that's for sure. And I'm glad he didn't really actually mean that we have separate states. But all you need is separate states, then they just drop something on that state. That's right. All of us go. Yeah, you got an enemy, it's best to be all mixed up among them. That's all right. So I believe very, very, very firmly that this is the time now for so-called minority groups, underdog people, to push forward. This is your time. I don't like to see the European Americans give up on civilization. I don't like to see them give up on leadership for civilization. I don't like that. If I did, I would have a secret movement. I wouldn't be saying the things that I say so openly. Because I know everybody hears what I'm saying. And the people who are in power can benefit from what I'm saying, just as you. So that's true. That I don't want to see even the people that dominated me until now. I don't want to see them mistreated. I don't want to see them lose anything that they have achieved of goodness and excellence. I don't want to see them fall back in the race. I want the best for everybody. And if they can do more, I want to see them do more. If they can go ahead of us, I want to see them go ahead of us. If they can stay ahead of us, I want to see them stay ahead of us. Now, I know some of you can't hardly take that. But that's the truth. If they can stay ahead of us, I want to see them stay ahead of us. We should want the best. Right. And the best is not to make something inferior go ahead of something superior. The best is to let the superior go forward. But I'm convinced firmly again that today, because of their doing, and because of God's justice, they're not superior in spirit and not superior in potential anymore. Not anymore. Minority groups, we are superior in spirit. If we just get rid of this good time, frolicking, foolishness, plaything. That's right. Just giving ourselves a life of play and foolishness. If we can just get rid of that and turn up and become more serious-minded, oh, we would make so many great strides in this country. In a few years, we would be equal competitors for any people in this country. Within a few years. But we can't do it until we get foolishness out of our lives. Get all that foolishness out of our lives. Don't live for Saturday night fun. That's right. Come on. Don't live for show-off. That's right. Don't live to show off. Live for establishment. That's right. Live for establishment. Yes, sir. And that's what I'm talking about today. That there's opportunity now for us to establish ourselves in America. be the people most influencing the future of America. It's a shame that we let immigrants come in who don't know the white man, the African people. We don't know the other. We know everybody. We know the Jew. We know African people. We know European man. We know everybody. Because while they were going and being busy in the world, or just getting the world, we were looking at them. We were being mistreated by them. We were being held back by them. We were being kept back by them. So we were just looking at them. Because there wasn't nothing to do. And believe me, the average one of our people, especially a middle-aged and old person, they can really maneuver around the European man. That's right. Because they know him. That's right. They know him so well. Right. Now these newcomers come in, and you frightened. Because you know, I don't know no Palestinian. I don't know this Arab. That's what you said. So you're frightened. You're frightened by him. Yes, you do know him. He's the same as the other one. You know him. If he ain't a decent person, he's the same as the other. Once you learn the European white man and his racism and his you know every one of them. Because he is the final type, you know. He is the final type. He is the finished type. Can't nobody beat him at what he did. They only following in his tracks. That's all they do. They following in his tracks that he made. So they, you know, if you know him, you know him. If you know the European American racist, you know any other one. Now, you saying that the Arab racist? Yes. There's an Arab racist. A Pakistani racist. I'm saying only what I know. There's a Nigerian racist. There's Pakistani had that in mind. Nigerian racist. I had to look hard to find them among the Sudanese, but I found them. There's some Sudanese racists. Right. And we can go on and on. Racism among all the people. But the worst racists I have found are in Asia, Far East. The Far East. In Asia, Far East Asia. And the other ones I can't tell. So in Far East Asia. The worst of Far East Asia. The other ones, I'm sorry, I just can't tell you. But they run the second. And it's the same. I'll tell you this, they wear long clothes and everything. That dress make them look like a tall eagle with his tail hanging down and his head by the yeah. And his wings drop low. Come on. Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, I found some terrible racism among them. And they have no excuse for it. Because if they believe in what they say they believe in, they would just have a heart attack to wake up and see themselves in that form. Yeah. All right. So we're living in new times, a different day, and the future should be great. Now, what are we going to do about the future? Yeah. What are we going to do about it? If you believe what I said thus far, then I said this, that we live in a time where people are free in America. We are free. We do have freedom in America. If we run into problems, we can carry it to the court. Or we can do something about ourselves. We don't even have to take it to the court. I don't say get out of the law. You don't have to come out of the law, break the law. No, you have to break the law. Just bring enough people to bring attention to that wrong. Right. Demonstrate. Don't stop demonstrating. If it's necessary, bring enough people to bring attention to the wrong that is done, that is being done. And you will embarrass the people, you will force the media to come out on, and things will be changed. This is a free country at last. Yes, Dr. King said, free at last, free at last. What he said? Free at last. Yes, yes, well, when he was saying that, he was really prophesying. He didn't mean he was free then, but he mean it's so close, I can see it. I can see it, I can see it, it's so close I can see it. And I'm going to speak about it just like it's here, because I can see it, just that real. So he spoke as though it was really there right then, but it was not. We know it wasn't free at last. Not when Dr. King was alive and working. We were not free at last. It took his death, and a lot of other things had to happen before it all was made right and law in the course of the land and in the air of the country. Because media supported that. Media came out and gave support to this new respect that we had won with the help of other Americans in this country for ourselves. So we're living in a new time, and I'm going to speak now to the Muslims, a future that we hope we will have in this country, and what I think we should do, not just to African American Muslims, but to all Muslims in this country. First of all, we should begin by realizing that when we say we have a comprehensive religion, and you who are not Muslims, don't think that this is not of interest to you. This is a real interest to you, because our idea of a future for Muslims is a future for all decent human beings. All decent people. And we don't really see Muslims in religious label only. Some of you Christians, we consider you to be better Muslims than some of our Muslims who are under the label, or having the label. Yes, we want the content more than we want just a name or somebody to call us that. We want it to be there. We want content. And if we see the real Muslim content and a person that's not a Muslim, we are more at home with that person, living next door to them, working with them in our business, having them as our employer, as our employee or our employer, than we are with the one who says he's a Muslim, but we don't see the content in it. We don't feel that kinship with it, no matter what he says. You know. So understand that. I work very well with people who are good Christians, and they can be good at something else, Buddhists, anything. I work very well with them as long as I see that God walks, that I believe God walks in the human vessel. As long as I see it there, I can work good with him. I don't care what he is. Call himself Buddhist, Christian, Jew. I don't care what he calls himself. Doesn't make any difference with me. I'm happy to know that he's the kind of human being Allah wants him to be. As far as confessing the religion, confessing the creed that I profess, I profess, that's not a big issue. That's why Prophet Mohammed, peace and the blessing be on the Prophet, he didn't pry into people's private thoughts and ask that you confess and everything. He didn't require that. If you accept to be Muslim, good. If you accept to respect Muslims, then good. He said, you accept to respect Muslims, but are you Muslim? Did you do your shahada? Did you make your declaration of faith? Probably would do that. He was satisfied with people being decent people. And he invited all to the religion. And that's the way we should be. We should be satisfied with people being decent people. First of all, we want decent people. And our invitation is to all. We should be worried more about our own self, living up to the claims we make. Be true to the label. And the only way to be true to the label is to have true content. Huh? You buy something off the shelf in the store, and the label says a certain thing, and you open that bottle or that box and the contents say something different, you don't want that. You're ready to complain. You're ready to make an issue, right? Right, well, make an issue with yourself when you look in the mirror. And you say you're a Muslim and you see something else. You see Funky Joe. We began then understanding that Islamic life is comprehensive. Comprehensive. We say, and you know, we Muslims know, we say Islam is a comprehensive religion. What does it mean? Islam is a comprehensive religion. It means that Islam is a religion that leaves out nothing important for human beings. That's what it means. Islam is a religion that leaves out nothing important for human beings. Islam is a religion that accommodates all of the appetites of the human being, all of the spirits of the human being, all of the concerns, interests, ambitions of the human being. You have political ambitions, Islam accommodates that. You have economic ambitions, financial ambitions, accommodates that. You have cultural ambitions, accommodates that. You have industrial ambitions. You have military ambitions. Islam accommodates that. Whatever it is, Islam accommodates that. If it is good for people, if it is a natural requirement in the good life of the human being. See, that's what is meant in our religion when Allah says that this is the religion on the pattern of creation itself. The pattern upon which He created man.
Yes.
Oh, believe those that's really powerful language, revealing language, wonderful language, beneficial language, in so many ways, in such a profound way. Yeah, we need to think about that a lot. That's not the topic for today. That requires 40 minutes or 2 hours for me just to talk about that. But I will try to summarize it in a few words. The first Muslim is the human being that's living in accord with his best human motivation. I don't care if he doesn't profess any religion. He doesn't have to profess any religion. But he's living in accord with his best human motivation. That's the first Muslim. That's the first Muslim. Allah created that Muslim. And then He gave revelation to guide that Muslim into greater potential, greater expression of his potential. But that's the first Muslim. So when you hear a common person speaking good common sense, he is speaking as a Muslim in our religion. I'm not establishing those new criteria here. I'm not establishing those new foundation or basis for anything. I'm speaking straight, pure, simple, When you go to among a people, whether they be in an undeveloped land or developed land, and you find them by human nature and the habit of human nature, respecting each other, loving each other, having sympathy for each other, giving charity to the ones who need charity, worrying about the condition of their young ones and their weak ones, their sick ones, their mistreated ones. You see Islam in practice. I don't care what religion they profess. That's Islam in practice. Why? Because my Lord, Allah has said that this is a religion patterned on the pattern of creation itself. The pattern on which He created man. Yes. The pattern upon which He created man. So it's saying to us that this religion existed before the pronouncement. This religion existed before the pronouncement. And again, I'm not establishing it as a new thing. It is believed by all learned people in this religion, by the scholars, imams, teachers, all the students of this religion. It is believed and understood by them that Prophet Muhammad did not bring an Islam, he brought the Quran. And Islam is the religion of man. Every prophet before him had an Islam. And even the man that was not a prophet, and the woman that was never not a prophet, the child that was never given any revelation or any scripture, or any teaching at all. If he was in his true human excellence, he was a Muslim. Now we're going to really get some real heavy. Now we're going to get heavy. Real heavy. My religion teaches me that the sun is a Muslim. The moon is a Muslim. Jupiter, Mars, Black Pluto, and all the Muslims. The great star Sirius, Muslim. The wind, the water, the rain, Muslim. The air, fire, everything Muslim. Because it is doing what the Creator designed it to do. And in that those bodies of the heavens, the material bodies and the material environment, obey the law of its Creator, it is Muslim. Muslim is the name of a behavior, Muslim names a behavior. And once you conform to the excellence God created you for, you are Muslim whether you know it or not, whether you confess it or not. I can preach to you this religion and invite you to come up here and declare and say to Allah, I've been written this to one God, Mohammed Rasulullah, Muhammad is his messenger. I can preach that to you for 3 or 4 hours here. And if you were a Muslim before I start talking, and after I finish, you say, I'm sorry, I don't want to join you all. You walk out of the book. That's right. Now see, this is what our competitors don't want us to tell the world. Right. So they keep us in a fight with them all the time, arguing over theological granite, what they call it, kryptonite. They keep us arguing and splitting the atoms of kryptonite, you know, so that our attention won't be on the simple, powerful message of our religion. So they tie up the energy of our intellectuals, our scholars. They tie up their energy, answering issues, responding, and all that. Keeping them in some kind of crusade all the time. You know, well, I've learned that this world is petty upstairs and real worthwhile down here. So I don't want to go upstairs unless it's upstairs to my Lord. That's the only way I want to go upstairs. What I'm saying, I don't want to be in the ivory tower, the Eiffel Tower, the ivory towers of El Islam. I don't want to be up there. I see them, you know, on the continent. I say, hell, the high region is cold. Go up there and be instantly frozen. Drop down here and sound like silverware. I don't want that. I prefer simple playing of the religion. Right now, God bless me to grab some support right like that. I didn't even know. Prophet Muhammad said that if his followers, he's talking about in the future, after he said, if some would take a road up to the mountain, and others would take the road down to the plain, he would prefer the group that took the road down to the plain to the one that took the road up to the mountain. So he prefers being on the level of the high altitude. Right? That's all I'm saying. So high altitude, you know, it puts the blood level at risk too, you know. The blood level can lose. You can lose the blood level at high altitude, you know. Start hemorrhaging. And it's very cold up there. I know because I fly. It's very cold up there. You wouldn't believe the temperatures up there. The captain said that, well, It's about 80 degrees below zero out there. 80 degrees below zero. And I mean, he ain't flying too high. That's just ordinary height. They can go way up there and it's much colder than that. Get so cold that you can sneeze, and your sneeze will stay in the air long enough for you to photograph. It's cold up there. And what are you trying to tell us, man? Don't be hoping to go up there to heaven? That's right. If you don't want that kind of cold. Allah promised us in heaven. It's all everywhere. He said that in the paradise that he has promised, it's expanse. Where is it? It's expanse, tell me where it is. It's as the heaven and the earth. Heaven and the earth. So I gotta go up there. I gotta go up there. So I go up there, I'm gonna do just what those astronauts do. I'm gonna get me some protection, because I know it's cold as hell out there. I got to go up in a ship. I got to get me a spacesuit. And I'm sure if God wants up there, he's gonna give us a spacesuit. Yeah, you can't make it up there without a spacesuit. You have to have your own oxygen. Ain't none up there to waste. Don't believe that stuff that's about Superman. Don't believe that. The little baby up there on Ice Planet. They sitting down and he just run out here in a new environment, a new planet. He just running all down his road, chasing trains and stuff. He beat the train. He gets to the crossing before the train. He catch up with the train and outrun the train. And all that, you know, what he breathes. He didn't come from Earth. He breathes like that. He had no suit on. Just a cape. The blue underwear and the cape. I guess that's how come Superman has died. He ain't talking no more. I guess some of the Asians will be laughing at me. They say, well, do American public now. Do American citizen. We can't show that kind of stuff too much. The Asians be sitting there, look. You're Superman, that's it. Come on. You got to get in his butt. Yes, we're living in new times. Drastically new times. Real seriously new times. And great opportunity for us to only get back to where we were. See, we started out right. The Spirit started out right. He started out believing in justice. And not only believing in justice, but believing also in the law of justice. He believed that there was a God over all this, that a God had created him, and that God was not favoring the mistreatment that he was receiving from the European American man. He believed that. He believed it in his soul. He believed it so strongly that sometimes he just committed an act, a suicidal act. Nat Turner committed a suicidal act. How in the world Nat Turner and his little group could free himself from slavery? When the whole South was slave land. And North would catch you and put you send you right down there to your mouth. What was that time? Yeah. Yeah. So if he was guilty of well, he didn't say guilty, but if he was a slave that rose up would capture and hold him for the South. So, you know, he knew he was going to die, I'm sure. So he did that just to put something on the mind of the people that were in control. He just did that to put something on their mind. He knew he was going to die. Now, maybe John Brown might have thought it was possible that he might have died. Or maybe he thought he could awaken the good conscience of a lot of his people, and maybe he would be successful. Maybe he thought that, but I'm sure that African American slaves knew better, knew that meant death once they got it. But he was successful, and that tells you something else. See, a man in the wrong, and that's why I believe so firmly that I had nothing to fear coming into this position behind the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, my father. I wasn't afraid of anything. People told me, well, you know, those people believe stronger than that, this and that and that and that. Some of them are dangerous. Aren't you afraid for your life? I said, no. I realize that there's a real danger, but I'm not afraid for my life, no. I'm afraid for their life. Yeah, I'm afraid for their life. In the state they're in.
Right.
And when you're motivated to save life, you ain't got time to think about death. Now, I believe firmly then that a man who is a notorious, wicked person, or a criminal person, ain't gonna be helped when I meet him himself. God gonna help me now.
Yeah,
Right. He ain't gonna be helped. I'm gonna be helped. So I may be much weaker than he is. I may be the less equipped to battle than he is, but God ain't gonna help him. God gonna help me. All I have to do is have no fear and be pure in my mind and in my heart and my intent and in my purpose. Be right. When I go against him, I ain't worried about the outcome. And most of the time, you don't even have to fight. Because he's convinced that he ought not just leave. He's convinced he just leave you alone. See, yeah, I probably can squash him like a little fly. But I'm scared. God put me at God. I'm not still. But I'm scared. Yeah, I met crazy people that straighten them up. They got sober right over them. But I don't fear. You're looking at me all crazy and setting this stuff on, I'm looking right in the eye. Dead in the eye. They don't see no fear, don't see nothing but peace. I see them start weakening right before. Start weakening. Don't mind this business. Now, don't you think that'll work for you now? I don't know. You have to discover that for yourself. You hear what I'm saying? You have to discover that for yourself. Don't go out on a belief. You have to discover that for yourself. That has to work for you another time. When you say, I believe it. Don't invite it. Let it work for you another time. Let it work for you over a period of years. That's right. You go out there and look at the crazy people. I learned that even as a young man, that because of my goodness in me, I'm firm. See, some people are good, but they're not firm. You can't just be good, you got to be good and firm. And when they see your goodness and your firmness, they respect it. They're changing their mind about what they're going to do to you. And that's a sign that we have a wonderful creator. He creates a being that even though he let his soul and nature become corrupt, he become corrupt and evil and wicked and criminal. But when he meets something that is real genuine, something in him themselves and be respected. Okay. So, getting back to what we were saying, yes. We have great opportunity now to work on establishing ourselves. That should be all of our purpose, to work at establishing ourselves. Yes, that should be all of our purpose, to work at establishing ourselves. And the best way to establish the group of ourselves, the lot of ourselves, is to promote what we are promoting. What I see as true democratic principles. True, genuine democratic principles, or principle of democracy. And that is that we promote individual responsibility for self and society. Individual responsibility for self and society. Not collective responsibility for an individual and society. That's what the Jew promoted for us, but he got a different principle for himself.
Right.
Yes, I'm not talking about individual Jews. Individual Jews will guide you sometimes in the right way or differently. Many times in the right way. If you meet a Jew and you present yourself right, Jews have many faults, but I find that they do like to help you. If they meet a kind of person that they like, you have to present yourself in the right way. So they will give you good advice many times. But the movement, the political movement by the Jewish people is different. They want mass movement, mass demonstration. Just all the way, all the time they want people to just complain. Be dissatisfied. Raise hell. And that spirit has come into us, and most of us are like that. We think, we ain't got nothing to do with it, so there's an issue. Now there's the issue. We all come to life. There's the issue. Look, you don't wait for a battle to make progress. You go to battle because something is in the way of progress. You should be working during times of peace.
That's right.
When there's no issue, no battle, nothing to take you to the battlefield. That's the time to be working to establish yourself. And the best way of doing that is to influence people to take upon themselves responsibility for self and society. Again, I'm not telling you anything from myself. What I'm telling you is religion. What I'm telling you is democracy. So take it upon yourself. Responsibility for government. The President Kennedy, may God forgive him his sins and grant him paradise. When he said, think not of what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. He was speaking in the same spirit. He was addressing the same concern. That a country cannot progress for long, trying to do everything for the people. The best way for the country to move forward is for the people to accept responsibility for their country. Individuals must accept responsibility for not only themselves, but for the collective concern.
That's right.
For the collective concern. And that's what is meant in the symbolism of man carrying the world on his back. A man lifting the whole earth. Or, for you Christians, a Christian carrying a cross. Now we know that cross can be just you. You know, I've heard the expression double cross. Double cross. You know, so just two crosses. You a cross, then you carry a cross.
Yeah.
That's double cross.
Yeah.
That's not, no, I'm not talking in a negative way. I mean two crosses. I didn't use double cross. That's two crosses. It's a sign that you're carrying yourself. Yeah. You carry the cross, it's a sign that you're carrying yourself. And isn't that what Christianity, good Christianity teaches? To carry your own self.
That's right.
Huh? Carry your own self. You wear your cross around your neck, mean that you're checked by your own self. You carry your own self. You carry your own self. And that's what our religion wants. But our symbol is not a cross. You don't go for no symbol. But our religion wants the same thing and much more. Wants you to be able to carry yourself. To carry yourself. But to carry more than yourself. Carry society. And in our religion, society is as one person. Not only in our religion, but in science. Society is one person. We identify the language in science. Group personality. Group personality. What does that mean, group personality? I mean, all these people fit in one personality. Though they have separate personalities, they all fit or identify in one personality. So there's one personality. What is a personality? It's like a person, isn't it? Yeah. If the artist draws, then he will draw one person. And he will put on there the collective body of this group on the one person, on the one individual figure. Are you following me? Yeah. That's what the artist will do. He'll draw one person, and he'll call this Africa. I'll call this the African American. I'll call this the Chinese American. Or China. He make one man. And in that one man, he will put language describing the personality, the spirit, the soul, the ambitions of the whole people.
Yeah.
Huh? And in the Bible, the same language is there. Say, we are as bone of your bone and flesh of one of your flesh, we as one man. That was the support the people were giving to one of their great leaders in the Bible. They told him so he would feel that they were really with him, and he could be comfortable with their support. That we are as the bones of your body, of your bones, and flesh of your flesh. So they were saying that we identify in your person. And now, if you understand this, they weren't identifying in this person as king by such and such name, son of such and such person, mother, son. They were identifying in his body as representing, or in his person as supporting the ideas that they knew were good for the whole people. So when he identified in the thinking and in the ideas and the purposes, etc., that are good for the whole people, then they identify him, and they identify him, and they all become like one person. So we have our own group personality. African Americans, as strange as we are, as separated as we are from each other, as diversified as we are in our purpose as a people. Don't you know we're the most diversified people in our purpose as a people? Religiously, we have group got to be Christian. Group got to be Muslim. Group got to be something else. And politically, group got to follow Jesse Jackson. That's practically all of them. Politically. But then there's a different kind of political thinking in all these groups. This city follows this kind of political thinking. The next city follows another kind of political thinking. This fraternity is influencing the religious thinking in this body, and another fraternity, a different fraternity, all of that. These people won't follow party. They want to come together under politics to have parties. They're more interested in having a big party. So they're the party politics. You know, and they just all about having fun and drinking and dancing and sharing each other's rooms. Yeah, this goes on. And there's a group of our people in politics, that's all they want. They're in politics for the fun that they have. That's what they're in there for. Travel to different hotels. Now they're doing the business too. They're doing both the businesses. But that joy is in having these privileges to go to the hotel, to party, to drink, to go with this woman, to go with that man, and spend money. of the taxpayers.
That's right.
Yes. A lot of them like that. So we're so divided. And we're not divided, we become divided automatically if someone asks us to agree on something. The impulse, the natural impulse in us now is to disagree.
Yes.
First, like it came out of heaven. And the Lord says you must disagree. We got to disagree first. Well, I don't think we should do it that way. Well, I don't think we have to go that route. Well, I don't think we should all be of that mind and persuasion. I am entitled to my own opinion. And it just goes on and on and on. Never coming to any end that's good for everyone. But still, in spite of that great division in us, lack of unity of purpose. See, people, we'll never all dress the same. We'll ever all have the same appetites and tastes, not the same taste for food or taste for anything. We'll never have that. We're different. We should take pride. We should find pleasure in that beauty. That's beauty when people get different in those ways. Some men, they want the wife to eat everything they eat. You don't want no coffee? Coffee's good for you. And if he likes it black, don't put that cream in your coffee. Better black. Can't you tell the difference? Taste it black. Well, I don't like it black. I never taste it black. So we don't want that. Some sisters the same way. You ask for eggs. How you want them? I want them over medium. That ain't good for you. This is the way I've been fixing them all my life. My mother fixed them this way. Yeah, I ain't been living with you all my life. And mother didn't fix them for me that way. I'm just being plain and simple with it, These kinds of things make trouble for us. That's what makes so much trouble. Make life so burdensome. Make life so miserable, We can't accept differences in each other. We have to accept differences in each other, As long as those differences are not hurting our single purpose. But we must have a single purpose. We must agree in a single purpose. And it's only necessary to preach identity in a single purpose to a group, to an ethnic group, to a homogeneous group. It's only necessary to preach that when they have law. What is natural for them? This is natural for people. And when something that's happened in their life, like slavery, like that peculiar institution of slavery, like the plantation days, and that other image of us that we bought or accepted from the white man and with his foolishness and with his wickedness, now we are lost and we don't have a single purpose for our group. We don't have a personality for the group that's really based in nature. Our personality for the group is suspended in the air. It's given to the changing winds of the culture. Isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. We take on different images. We just change images. I remember when I was a boy, we didn't look like we look now. I'm talking about spiritually. That's right. Spiritually, African American people didn't look like they look now. We didn't look like they look now. We look different. We had a different group spirit and a different group personality. But the winds of the culture, the trends of the other society, they come in and they change us into different forms. We just keep changing what we are. Thank God, a little bit remains because of genetic power, I think. I think genetic power is what makes it possible for us to retain a little bit of that unity of life for ourselves. You can see how right now, here we are here, and you can see the change on us. So we come into a situation where we all are going to be addressed with the same message. And if the message is serious and goes home, all the people that look the same don't look the same. Since we've been here. Really? Yeah. When I came in, you didn't look like you look now. That's because you're coming into the same spirit. Yes. Gradually, you come into one spirit, one purpose, one mind. You're going in the same direction. Your life force is going in unity now. Yes. See, so you look different. Right. And that's wonderful. Beautiful. And that happens for us because we know something seriously is missing from our lives. Right. Our nature tells us that, and even if our mind doesn't register it. Something is seriously missing from our lives. It is what other tightly united groups have that is missing it up. Those close-knit groups, they have it. Japanese, the Cubans. See, we thought they were a bunch of wild people in the hills wearing beards and just carrying guns and all about food. Came to Miami and took over the city. They sure can have city government of good. Ruling the whole city. Banks, businesses, government. They fooled us. Yeah. Not only them though, other people are coming in. And why are they successful as we are now? I mean as a group. It is because they have something that they have that was given to them by nature, that circumstances, unnatural circumstances, have not taken away. And I'm sure you understand what I mean by unnatural circumstances. It's unnatural for people to believe they're inferior because they're black or because their hair is nappy. And you see a sheep got nappy hair, he ain't inferior. The black leopard, he's not inferior. The black leopard is not inferior. So how come the black man is inferior? The nappy-headed sheep is not inferior. How come the nappy-headed man is inferior? The blunt-faced gorilla is not inferior. How come the man is inferior? The blunt-faced gorilla, he beats the sharp-featured monkey and tears off. So these are inferior. Those marks are not the marks of inferiority in the animal kingdom. So how come they're the marks of inferiority in me? And then the white man must be hypocritical. He must be a hypocrite. He says that my hair is nappy and that's a sign that I'm inferior. And then he asks, in a certain period of their history, he asked all the judges, all the jurors, the people of law, jurisprudence, to wear nappy hair. Yeah, they used to wear wigs, nappy hair, sheep hair. Are you aware of that? Yeah. Yeah, that was a sign that they had knowledge. They had the law. Wear sheep hair, you know. So you hate nappy hair, why you want to wear that with such pride? His black skin is bad, he got a black dog, he's kissing on him, and both of them eating off the same hamburger. And he's blacker than me. So what's that? Black caviar and he bragging about it. Yeah, eating black caviar. You know, a lot of us, we had to culture taste. You know, culture taste sometimes means get up the nerves. We had to work up the nerves to eat black caviar, because it looked like Chinese dirt. You know, we don't want nothing black. Like my mother said, my mother once she told me, said, son, now, a lot of them, they put green color in that cake, and they eat that cake, a green cake. I just don't, I can't eat no green cake. And some of us can't eat no black caviar. Just look at it, some turns it off, you know. That's because, you know, it's black, it's something they don't eat. But since I'm on food here a little bit, I'm going to tell you something now. Got to help you out. I know you're sensitive. You know? But let me tell you something. We got to stop asking for well done. Everything. How you want it? Well done. See, that old cheap food that we were really used to in past times or hot, it has to be burnt to taste good. But you have to eat don't eat food anymore. Stop talking about, well, I can't stand it if I see blood in it. Oh, that means it's pink. Take it back. And you ain't satisfied until it's black. It's got to be almost black. Then it's good. And it's chew like cardboard. And then it's good. It's good now. Black is chew like cardboard. Now, I know your sister. I told you your sister. Well, I ain't gonna eat no blood. You're a savage. I have never read anywhere in any scripture where it says that you are to take all the blood out of the meat before you eat it. Make sure there's absolutely no blood in it before you eat it. It says to not eat blood poured forth. And it says the teachings of our religion is to slaughter the animal, and while his body is alive, let the younger leg be cut. So in his struggle and death, the blood pumps out. So that most of the blood will get out, the majority of the blood will get out. So you're not to eat blood poured forth, this blood, and by itself, or just out of the body of the animal. And you just try to get most of the blood out by slaughtering the animal properly. But to say not eat blood, how you gonna do that? There's some blood left in all the meat. Now you're gonna have to cook it until it doesn't look like blood anymore. So you eat burnt up blood, burnt blood. So now I'm saying you're sensitive now. I know you're sensitive. So you eating burnt blood, and you feel better eating burnt blood, and I feel better not burning my blood that much. The meat tastes better to me, not burnt that much. It chews better for me, not burnt that much. I like no meat that I chew and get that cardboard. That's no good. Believe me, meat like that has lost most of its value. You fill it up on something that has lost most of its food value when you cook it hard like that. So, you don't have to accept it now. I have no authority to make you accept it. I don't take upon myself any authority whatsoever to make you or to make you feel bad if you don't. You don't feel good. But believe me, I'm telling you from my heart, our people need to stop asking for rubber and cardboard. Don't tell us about that. And these old places, see, you gonna run into people that don't like you. You say, well done. Yeah. Hit the place and rain like a eagle money. And you prove it up, hack it, I don't buy it. I like myself, you know. I like myself. I want my health. I want to get what I pay for. I want people like they can eat food. Things like that, and they cook it properly, when you cut it, it's going to have some pink inside. Salmon's pink too. You don't like salmon? And I bet some of us are not aware that we still want to fight the white people, the European American people, over the color issue. You know, that might be a subtle way or some conscious way of fighting. I don't want to say black. Black. The lamb stop black. That's what you're saying. You say, well, well done. Because they have medium well. Yeah. They have rare, medium rare. They have medium well. They have well. See, so you asked for that last one. You get the piece of wood. Excuse me. I got a little echo here, but good. The heat is bringing it up. It's getting hot up here. Now, so much for that. Although there's lots to be said. Or just, I would say, habits like that in us that need thinking about. Need to be really looked at very, very seriously. And some intelligence applied. Yes. So, in my judgment, we should now be working hard to establish ourselves. Establishment. It is natural for a newlywed couple, man and wife, to be concerned with establishment. It's natural. People used to get married, and they get married because they want a better life. They get married for bigger things. They want more responsibility. They don't want to just have babies. They want a house. Yeah, people used to get married. They want a house. Say, honey, we're going to work and get us a house. Poor people. Down in the South. I know it because I used to hear my father and mother and others talk about what's the things that they would be dreaming of and wanting to work for. They get married, and the man would say, baby, we're going to get us a house one day. Or the wife would tell him, say, honey, we want to get a house. Now that woman helped that man a great deal when she told him she wants a house. She gave him something to work for. She gave him something, the future to work for. That's the future, to get a house. So now he's going to put all his energies into trying to get her a house. So he will work. The wife nowadays, she wants the television. She wants the color television. She wants a leather coat. Well, all you got to do is go snatch that off somebody's back. That ain't nothing to work, right? No long range, no long distance route to plan and that. You can get that real quick. You just snatch it off somebody's head here, baby, then that leather coat you have. You haven't given him anything yet that will discipline his life. See, long-range goals discipline the whole of your life. Right. Just one good long-range goal can discipline the whole of your life. Even what you do on Saturday when you're off work will be influenced by your goals. Huh? See, that's the difference in people that got some big ideas in mind, some big things they're working for, and people that got nothing but just Saturday night. So we should be working for establishment. Muslims, don't be afraid to work for home. If you live in an apartment, you got children, or you expect children, don't be satisfied living in an apartment. One day you want to have your own home. And don't let the real estate people tell you that this is a bad time to buy a home. Always a good time to buy a home. Never a bad time to buy a home. Work for home. Work to get you a home one day. So you and your family live in a home. If your career is such that living in a home is not practical for you, you'd be better off renting apartments, or you're going to be moving about and all that, or your job sends you around. That's different. If your circumstances make that not practical, that's different. But for most of us, we don't have that kind of situation. We should be working from home. Not only that, we should be working for masjid. Because I said not only in individual responsibility, but our religion and true democracy requires the individual that he accepts to carry the burden, the concern, the need, the future from not only himself, but his whole society. So we should be, as individuals, we don't need no imam to come here and say, brother, you should be concerned about for this mosque, you should want to see this mosque improve. No, you have done wonderful thing here in beautifying that piece of property over there, making it look like a beautiful mosque that was built from the ground. That's how it looks from outside to me. And when the inside is done, I want to come here. I will make a special trip here. I'll save my money out of my budget that my allowance that I get, and I will come here on my own, and I will pray in that mosque the first day is over. When it's finished this time, I want to come here the first day is over. I don't know what day in the week it is. Just give me a notice in time so I won't put something in that spot on that day. I won't accept the invitation or any appointment. I'm going to come here and I'm going to pray in that mosque. To me, that's more valuable. To you, to me, and to us. Than a mosque that was bought $2 million or 400,000 gifts from Saudi or Pakistan or Arabia. Lord was built from the ground. That was more important. It was made by you and your effort. Made beautiful by you and your effort. Yeah, that is wonderful. We want more of that. Not only that, we talk about the mosque now. I hope I don't hold you too long.